Oh yeah, I said to my mother, "Mother, do not answer the phone."
Porno tractor.
If you want to choose, go to computer club for a couple of hours and play Counter-Strike, or go to school, and well, it's obvious.
I can say that I'm playing World of Warcraft already 15 years.
And I don't have any addiction, yeah.
Any addiction. Hello and welcome to our channel. My name is Alex and this is Artem. And today our third episode, and today we will talk about really interesting stuff. About what, Artem?
Computer clubs in Russia.
Computer clubs in Russia. Can you imagine how it was?
Well, it was horrible.
Yep, and why?
Sad. Well, we didn't have internet at all in Russia. So my friends got internet connection, well, stable internet connection around 2004.
2004.
Well,
in my case it was 2001, I think it was necessary for my institute.
Cool.
But it was with dial-up modems and internet selling by plastic cards with limited access.
It was really slow, but that's the only way we can have internet connection.
We can call it internet connection, because the speed, as already Artem said, was really sad.
Yes, and prices were really high. You could spend like fortune if you will connect for like, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours.
I had internet connection with unlimited access in the night, but
cool.
At the daytime it was limited about 10 hours per month.
Oh my god. Well, but as you know, most of video games have multiplayer. And we started to play with each other, with friends and all that stuff. I think during only NES times we started it.
Yes, NES time. Everybody plays Teenage Turtles Ninja.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
We call it Turtles.
Turtles.
And also what we play?
Battletoads.
Of course, it's an incredible level with hyper speed tunnel.
Yes, one of the hardest levels in all history of video games.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
we have done it.
Yep. Without extra saves and extra lives.
Because we were young and we had good reflexes, not like right now.
And also what we got, Battle City with
tanks, shooting each other.
Contra, and I think
Contra, yeah.
What games also it was on Denji, on NES. I think almost about everything we already talked. And also when we proceed to personal computers, our multiplayer, we saw that some games got single players and multiplayer, but we didn't understand what it was.
What the hell is that multiplayer means?
Because when you press multiplayer, nothing will happen. Because now our personal computers was not connected with other computers and internet.
Yes, we didn't have a clue what the hell this internet means. But from some sci-fi movies, we kind of knew the idea of it.
We read in some magazines about possibility to connect computers with each other and play, for example, Warcraft 2, Diablo, or something like this. But how it was in our past, we played something like Duke Nukem, something Blood, Hexen,
Heretic.
And
one of the best games ever that have been around the globe.
In one computer we sit together with some friend, and one of us used arrows to move, and
second one used mouse to shoot and aim for enemies.
And it was really cool, and a lot of games we have passed.
And also some games had split screen on it.
For example, Need for Speed series, and of course it was hot seats like in Worms Armageddon.
Heroes of Might and Magic.
Oh my god, best game ever.
So there is, I think, like millions of people still playing Heroes of Might and Magic, the third one. I think best Heroes game ever. And it's like a religion here, because we didn't have good computers, and Heroes of Might and Magic, the third one, you can play it on, I don't know, microwave.
Yes, on every iron, because of good graphics, very beautiful, wonderful music, and of course it's like a chess. I think it's so deep, this game.
Yeah.
Still new strategies appears and nowadays. And
What else?
what else? And also we play fighting games like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. In most cases it was Mortal Kombat 3 and 4.
Yeah.
And on one keyboard. And it was some interesting thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, we played so much, and my elder brother he bought a keyboard that you can split to two parts, and there is a wire between the two parts, and two parts had the arrow keys. So we played it like more comfortable way, and we played for hours.
But not all people had such type of keyboards.
Such luxury, yeah.
Luxury. Yeah. We played on one keyboard with WASD and arrows and numbers and some buttons in the middle of keyboard. And what happened when you pressed, for example, 4 or 5 keys at one time?
Lugs and bugs.
Beep,
Yeah.
beep, beep. But it was fun, really fun.
Monster kill!
But how really a multiplayer looks like in our past? One person
Playing.
playing,
Yes.
and the second person sitting.
Just watching, yes, watching and dreaming to play after that person. In my case, I think I have seen all games on NES, and my brother played it, and I was just sitting near him and watching how he plays and commented everything.
The computer appears in my life, personal computer appears in my life in 1998, and before this time one of my friend already had a computer, and he plays Fallout, for example,
Oh yeah.
Baldur's Gate, and I am just sitting on a chair near him and watched and thought, oh, it was cool. Oh, you play so good. Oh, can I try? No? Oh, okay.
You are not prepared!
And so, Artem, and what about home LAN network?
Oh
You
yeah.
used it.
Well, the second job of my brother was he repaired some personal computers, and we had loads of monitors and all that stuff in our apartment. And he decided to create a LAN between all that computers that he already repaired.
Cool.
And we had like, I don't know, from 10 till 20 persons in our apartment that played games like Quake, Doom, first Diablo game, and it was really awesome. And if I was okay, good boy, and I had good marks from school, which wasn't like really common, he allowed me to play with them.
Cool. In my case, it was my neighbor in a flat near ours. He worked in very famous at that time company Formosa, and he was older. I was about 13, 14 years old, and he was about 25.
Old
I think.
one.
Yeah, and he was very school computer guy. Mama said he was a computer chic. and
And nerd.
yes, and he asked me, have I a computer at my house? I said yes. Okay, let's make a network. How? Not a problem, he said. In 10 minutes he bring network plate,
Plate and a cable, yeah.
and a cable between windows, and I received access to his hard disk with some pictures and
Awesome.
music.
Yes, that LAN, how do you call it? Folders for every connected computer.
Some internal network.
Was a huge thing here because well, people stored movies there, games, music in MP3 format.
Later it was upgraded to some FTP servers. And he got Quake 2. He was a very good player. He copied this game to my personal computer and showed me how to play with bots on different matches. And of course, when we fight against each other, one-on-one, he always
same stuff. Yes, in my case.
He always beat me.
So yes, and we started from first Doom 1 and Doom Hell on Earth, the second one. After that, we proceeded to Quake.
Quake, yes.
Well, we didn't have the good computers, and not every computer could run Quake, but some of them.
Thanks to John Carmack, optimization of his games was very good. Quake, it was really awesome.
But well, Doom it was the first action game for us, yeah. And it was really cool. But well, Quake 2 appeared, and it was kind of hard to run it on these computers. But some of that computers had 3DFX plate on them.
Oh, it was an age of 3D ускоритель. I don't know how to say it. Voodoo 2.
Voodoo 3, yes, 3DFX stuff.
I think I can say that my Need for Speed, the second part, was really beautiful with this 3DFX Voodoo.
Yeah.
So, and it was how we received the first experience of some kind of multiplayer games. It was Home LAN. And of course, we read in magazines that there is MMORPG games like Ultima Online and something like this. Thousands of people plays.
Millions. Ultima had almost like millions players.
At the time, I can't imagine how it could be really. And
we didn't have. Well, no one had the hardware to play games like Ultima.
Monster kill!
Why it was like this? Because really equipment modems.
Well, it had high price.
Not
so much people could afford a modem, a stable connection. Not so much people could pay for internet.
And stable connection was
not a common thing.
Not a common thing. And for connection, we used a telephone line. And of course, everybody tried to connect to internet and play some games, but at the time your parents said, Alexey or Artem, we need to call, or somebody tried to call to you and connection terminated.
Oh yeah, I said to my mother, do not answer the phone for next hour. We will play some Warcraft 2 maps with my friend. It was harsh, but it was cool. For real. For the first time we tried to play multiplayer games in like that way. But after telephone cable came LAN cables, and it became kind of cooler because of stable connection, because of the possibility to kill your friend in a game.
Yes. But we still didn't have some voice chats, and we still continue to use the telephone to connect. I remember that when I first time played World of Warcraft together with my friend, and I made a priest and he made a warrior, and we started to our journey in Goldshire. He beat mobs and Hogger, of course, and using telephone. Misha, let's go there, let's go here.
Well, but World of Warcraft is like 2005 when that game came to Europe. In 2004 it started in North America. But we had this thing called computer clubs.
Computer clubs. Originally we had even computer clubs, not computer, NES clubs, Sega clubs, and some underground of living houses. and then guys provide possibility to play some games on Sega or on Nintendo for money.
Yeah.
And it was I remember that in school we go to some of this place and played Mortal Kombat 3 because cartridge was on Sega. Cartridge was very always forget.
It had high price. Be simpler, yeah.
Thank you. We can play different games, and it was 7 rubles per hour. But Mortal Kombat price was 10 rubles per hour.
So just imagine it like a shithole where some people, poor people, came to that places to play Sega games because Sega had such a high price and no one could afford it. But people could play games like Mortal Kombat. What else? Same as on NES.
Aladdin,
Lion King, all that stuff. Well, people paid.
And can you imagine that one or two guys pay money and they playing some game and 10, 12
loads
people just waiting for time they can pay money and play Sega. It was some kind of prototype of real computer clubs.
Monster kill!
So in time that clubs transformed to PC clubs, not only console ones, and it was a disaster.
But they got cool names, always cool names. I remember it was Orcs Club, and then after StarCraft
Sniper, like that.
It was Orcs and Zergs, and it was The Deep on Paveletskaya.
The Deep, the Void.
The Void, no, Deep.
No?
Deep and below. Днище.
Yeah.
And it was look like this. So you can see it was just common tables without any specific equipment.
Yes, with shitty computers.
Shitty computers
that could barely run that games that clubs had.
Keyboards and mouses was dirty.
Always dirty.
Always dirty.
Well, it was like how do you call it? Imagine a place where the drug addicts come to do that.
Or homeless people just want to spend the night. And of course our parents were not very happy when we told them we are going to visit a computer club for all night. And it was horrible stories about for all night the door were closed by key without any possibility to go to toilet or something like this. And who was overmind and master of this place?
The admin, that guy that ruled that place.
Yeah.
That pressed on when someone paid you for an hour to play that computer. He just switched it on, so you could play it.
And if you for some reason will not liked by him, he can just turn off your PC and go away. You are.
Yes, that places had. It was like a small country with their own rules.
And of course, it was some guys who lived in these places. They were more skilled than us in all games because they spent all the time they have in these places.
Yes, with names, with nicknames like
Vasyan Pro,
Super Killer 1997.
Porno Tractor. I remember it was a guy with nick Porno Tractor.
That was insane. And these guys were legend. Everyone wanted to play with them. They teach others how to play Counter-Strike properly.
But how they teach? They said, you will pay for few hours of my game, and I will teach you some tricks how to build barracks by not clicking, by pressing B on a keyboard, for example.
And that place caused so much troubles for school guys.
School guys, middle or
Middle
not,
school,
not,
yeah.
not high school.
Because well, if you want to choose, go to computer club for a couple of hours and play Counter-Strike, or go to school, and well, it's obvious.
It's obvious. It was always computer clubs, and of course our parents was not very happy.
Not at all.
Not at all. And what games were played at the end of 90s and the beginning of 2000s?
I want to add something about that computer clubs. Sometimes, well, couple of times in a week, some angry and mad parents came to that clubs and wanted to find their son or to beat his ass because he's in a computer club, not in a school.
Somebody tried to hide.
Parents wanted to close that stuff.
Monster kill!
Of course, we started to play the games that we had at our homes. It was Need for Speed, I think 2 and 3 parts, and then Porsche Unleashed. It was Diablo 2, we will talk about it later.
Best game ever, Diablo 2.
Wonderful game. And of course some RTS games like Red Alert,
Age of Empires,
and after few times it was of course Warcraft 3.
Well, in my case, my favorite game was Warcraft 3, well, of course, in that computer clubs. And I still remember the day when I first tried it. I was, I think, 15 years old teenager, and I received a phone call from the local store that sold PC copies of video games that they have the Warcraft 3, it's already there. And I just ran to that store to get one copy for myself. And I have played it for a couple of hours. And my parents came to my room and told me that I'm going to country house for whole summer. And there was I, 15 years old teenager, drawing pictures in a notepad, pictures of orcs, humans, trolls, and all that stuff. And when I came back to Moscow, to my town, to my apartment, Warcraft 3 instantly became my favorite game of all time. And after that, of course, World of Warcraft. Yeah.
And of course shooters. It was main reason why.
Well, let's count. The first one and main game in computer clubs was Counter-Strike. Counter-Strike became a legend, like a religion in Russia.
Still
a religion, yes. If someone have a computer but don't play games, from time to time he play Counter-Strike. So Counter-Strike, multiplayer of Half-Life.
Yep.
Because well, it
originally it was in multiplayer of Half-Life, and of course Quake 2 and Quake 3 Arena.
Oh yeah. Yes. Well, everyone played Quake 3 Arena. We played it. Well, we got bet on money.
Yes, we were too.
I wasn't rich at that time because I suck at action games.
When we played Quake 2, it was okay. Average level was a little bit the same, but when appears Quake 3, one of our friends, he became a legend, a really legend. With rail gun he shoot unbelievable way, and he always want to play Quake 3 in clubs, and we said no, Quake 2 or Age of Empires.
Oh yeah. Well, RTS games, as you said, Age of Empires, Red Alert 2, well, the Red Alert games are close for us, who lives here in Russia.
Really legends here.
We really love that games, yes. And so it came to Warcraft 3.
Warcraft 3, and of course then...
First StarCraft.
I
played
think,
it so much, yes.
Before Dota, of course.
Oh yeah.
Then appears a Dota, but with Dota it was some troubles in our case, because we always visit computer clubs, not very often really. In my case, once per month.
That's you. I have lived there
Interesting.
for real, like for a couple of days. It
Unbelievable.
wasn't cool, but well, you played games.
For you, it was
It became just like addiction. I even got it to some kind of championship in neighborhood.
addiction. I can say that I'm playing World of Warcraft already 15 years.
And I don't have any addiction.
Don't have
Yeah.
any addiction.
I won, and then they presented me the Warcraft 3 T-shirt with like triple XL size, not mine. I think I have presented it to someone, but it was cool. In school, that computer clubs caused so much problems because people haven't talked about like math and foreign language. They talked about undead, night elves, humans, orcs, and how do you build a base, how do you do a rush.
About Arthas and his life.
Yeah.
And why Dota in my case it was trouble. That we didn't understand that it should be purchase some artifacts. It must collect it from other artifacts, and in most cases we go to computer clubs 3 of us or 4 of us. But in Dota you should play 3 on 3 at least, or 5 on 5, and always we should find some guys who will play with us. And as we said, it was Legends was a resident of this club.
Pro players.
And if some team received a pro player of club in their teams, automatically
So
other team will lose. So I remember that when we played Counter-Strike, I downloaded this map, this modification to my personal computer, and download bots for Counter-Strike, and tried to update my skills in this game. I played day by day on a mansion, on the dust with bots, and always I was on the top of the list, beat the bots all the time. And what happened when we returned to computer club? Immediately, guru of these clubs beat me in one moment.
Did you had a fights in computer clubs?
You know, no.
We had.
It was quiet in our life.
In some game, if someone used cheat code or something, and we were like, let's go outside. Let's go outside. Well, I remember we played Diablo 2. Well, imagine someone plays Diablo 2 for all night, and then the morning with the red eyes, he go to home after that computer club, came back a day after, and his character is deleted.
Oh my god.
But it was okay. It was fun. Really
I remember
fun.
that it was a moment that on some dungeon my paladin was killed by some mob, and at that time paid time was done. And what happened with my paladin?
There is no hope for that paladin.
Yeah.
Monster kill!
And also we should say a little more about people who visited such type of place. Of course, it was we.
Yes, we are. Well, we weren't pro players, we weren't like casual players, but the first type of the visitors of computer clubs was gopniks. They look like this. And they didn't have money because they have spent it already to buy some
beer, some alcohol,
bottle of beers. Yes, and they not attacked, but they tried to use diplomacy to ask someone to have some time to play Counter-Strike.
Can I play with you a little? I will show you some tricks. They were noisy, I think,
and always drunk. They caused so much trouble.
And stinky.
Oh yeah.
Also, we had pro players.
Pro players.
Pro players. Residents who lived in these clubs. Of course, it was guru, admin with cheat codes.
God of a computer club.
he can press some buttons and everybody were killed immediately. And
If you had a good relationship with admin, or you know it, or your parents know him, or
you
all that
bought
stuff.
a beer to him.
Yes, he could add some minutes to your computer.
Yep.
And you instantly became a happiest child in the world.
Or provide instant money for you.
Yeah.
In Counter-Strike.
And who else?
Person who visit for one time and never appears.
Yes, the person who don't even want to play games. He want to check some funny stuff on internet and chat rooms.
Chat rooms. Oh my god. Such type of shit.
Stereotypical shit.
Some of my friends tried to meet girls on this chats with ICQ or something like this, some programs, and in most cases as a computer it was not a girl, it was some nerd.
It's always not a girl.
It's always
we had this chat room called In a Bed.
But when we visit computer club a few years later, for some reason, for fun, we'll just check how it was. In one club we met almost all of gurus of residents.
Same people.
But a few of them, in my case, really became like a pro players. For example, one guy in Dota was, he plays for Russian team on really cool tournaments and received some prizes. But,
that's insane, really. He's a huge. That's a huge thing.
He really lived in this club.
Oh yeah. And well, in my case, we just I think it was, the high school. We gathered before the school and decided what to go to school or go to computer club. And in like 90% of time we decided to go to computer club. And it was really, really awesome. After computer club, we just came back to home. Like, hello mother. School was okay. But we played for like 6 hours. We played, I don't know, Counter-Strike or Diablo 2.
And of course you told to your parents that now I came from school, it's time to play a computer.
Yeah. Well, one time my mother just took off the power cable of my computer.
And do you have another cable?
I had the spare one.
Your brother had.
Well, I had loads of stuff. I actually built my first PC, Pentium 133 one, without sound card.
Without sound? No. Who needs a
sound card? Yeah.
Really? Just reflexes. Just understanding.
Just imagination. I imagined what stuff is happening there.
When you play in StarCraft or Warcraft, you can understand what will happen. And sounds of this game are inside your head.
Monster kill!
So that was computer clubs in our childhood. Right now they have transformed to some fashion places.
Modern places, yes.
With like pro gaming chairs, wide monitors.
And cool keyboards and mouses.
Yes, and the prices went even higher than it was like back in late 90s.
I know that they are using for training of pro gaming teams.
Pro gamers, yes.
Yep.
Well, common people visit there too. Well, that dream to become a pro player and receive billions of dollars and winning on championships.
Yes, and really interesting how it was in your childhood. Please share with us. It will be very interesting for us, and we can discuss it together in the comments. So, if you like this video,
like it, and don't forget to please subscribe.
Okay, thank you.
Goodbye.